After Moshe brought down the Torah from Sinai, Korach got up and he made a challenge against Moshe's authority. Korach was one of the great men of the Am Yisrael. He used to carry the ark. And he thought that he was fighting against Moses for a great cause, for a good reason. L'shem Shamayim. Korach said to Moshe, Moshe, who says you're in charge? Why? V'amech kulam tzadikim. Everybody is holy in the Jewish nation. We don't need you and Aaron to be between us and Hashem. Each one of us wants, we could become Kohen Gadol. With his logical arguments, he was able to convince 250 heads of rabbinical courts that he was right. Okay, he didn't convince a bunch of foolish people. He convinced very big people, very smart people, heads of rabbinical courts. And he used logic to prove that he was right. The Midrash says he would tell Moshe very interesting things. He would say, if a house is full of Torah scrolls, does it need mezuzah? Moshe said, yes. Korach said, what are you talking about? Mezuzah has only a small part of the Torah, and it acts as a protection from the house. Torah, that inside the house. Many Torahs inside the house. It's the whole Torah. It needs a mezuzah still on the door. What are you talking about? Doesn't make any sense what you're saying. Hashem never commanded such a thing. Must be that you made up this halacha. You made up all this stuff. It's not really from Hashem. We know we don't need you anymore. We want the source. We want to be close to Hashem ourselves. We don't need you in between. You're a phony. Chaz v'shalom, he said to Moshe. Moshe, he sounded like he had good logic. He sounded very convincing. Problem was, Moshe was actually correct in the Da'at Torah. This is the first time in history, the Gemara says of Sechet Sanhedrin, that the son interfered in a dispute between two people. The son came and proved who was right. How? The son said to Hashem, if you show that Moshe is right, I'll continue to shine. If not, I'll stop. That's what the son, the malach, represents the son, said to Hashem. What does the son care? You could ask, what does the son care? Who's right, who's wrong? Moshe versus Korach. Since when does the son get involved in arguments? And even if it got involved, maybe he should get involved with any husband and wife. Every single argument in the world, they should get involved and stop it. So the Maharal says something unbelievable. The Maharal writes, Korach said, a house full of Torah doesn't need a mezuzah. Every Jew is also a Torah, he said. Every Jew represents a Torah. We don't need mezuzah. What does mezuzah represent? The Gadol Ador. We don't need the Gadol Ador. We don't need Moshe. We ourselves are our Torah scroll. Moshe countered against him and said, no. We need Gedulim, we need spiritual leaders, we need big rabbis, and we need that Torah. We need to learn how to ask our rabbi questions and give us the guidance. And we don't know what Hashem's message is directly. Korach said, no, each person has Ruach HaKodesh, each person has his own Torah, has his own Torah scroll. Moshe said, no, not everybody is on the level of Gadol Ador. You're wrong. Now, what does the son say? The son says, what is the sun? Hashem has to give us light, right? He has to give growth to the world. Vitamin D, all the benefits that the sun gives. Hashem gives it to us himself? Hashem gives us the growth and the light himself? No. He made a messenger. He made an intermediary. He made somebody in between. Who is that? The sun. The sun is the Korach. Hashem gave it Korach to give light to the world. It's not that Hashem himself gave it. He created something that gives the light. Says the sun to Hashem, if you say Korach is right, then nobody needs an intermediary, nobody needs shaliach, nobody needs a leader, so then I cease to exist, because I'm also a shaliach, I'm also an intermediary, I'm giving the light that you want to give to the world. So the son said, if Moses is right, I exist. If Korach is right, then I don't exist. So you see, the whole world got involved with Moshe and Korach's argument, and then in the end, what happened? Moshe was right, and he made a miracle. The earth opened its mouth. Never do we see the earth had to open to swallow somebody, to show you how severe it is to go against the rabbis and say, we don't need the rabbis. Why do you need to ask the rabbis? You need to ask him this, you need to ask him that. What do you need it for? You're your own person. You make your own decision. You know who said that also? Korach. And the world, not just people, the sun got involved, the earth got involved, the world realized and said, we cannot have this mentality. If not, you cannot exist in this world. You cannot exist in this world without having that Torah. So, Korach's rebellion show us we need to give the rabbis the authority and listen to them. And we realize that Even in the desert, how'd they travel? They travel according to the cloud. Everywhere there was a cloud or the fire of Hashem, that's where they went. In our life, we need to have a guiding light. What's our guiding light? What we see on Instagram? What's our guiding light? What we see our friends do? Oh, and they do it, I gotta do it too. They jump off a cliff, I also have to jump off a cliff. Chas v'shalom. No, our guiding light has to be what the Torah says. Who tells us what the Torah says? Maybe in my situation, I can't find any Yaakov Yosef, my exact situation. So what do? You ask the rabbi. You have to learn to give the rabbis the authority and to give you advice. But what happens? What happens when you don't? So then you will see, you'll hit a brick wall. Chas v'shalom. We'll see the Korach story happen over again. The Shabbat, we know, is the day that the spies went and came back and said a bad report about Israel. The Jews cried, and that was the day Hashem decided the two temples would be destroyed. But Hashem himself said to send the spies. Why did this happen? How could such a negative outcome come? So it says the Midrash, because Hashem said to Moshe, you don't need to send spies. And Moshe said, but listen, all the people came and they said they want the spies. He said, you know what? You have free choice. You want the spies? Okay. So you see what? If we would have just gave the authority to what? Our Malchut, the bottom Sphira that needs the most tikkun is Malchut, kingship. If we gave Hashem the kingship and said, Hashem, you have the authority. You say Israel's good, so that's good enough for us. We accept your authority. But since we didn't accept God's authority, we said we want to be Chacham, we want to be Mahmadono, and say, no, I have to see it myself. No, I want to send my people, I want to check it myself. I don't trust what you say. Such a thing, what is the outcome? Shabbat, destruction of the temple, destruction of society, baseless hatred. People suffer the biggest tragedy when they don't believe in the rabbis, and in the end, they realize they should have believed in the beginning. Everybody comes to the rabbi when somebody died, when somebody needs to get married, when somebody has a boy, when somebody has a child, when somebody has a difficult parnasah situation, person is sick. Don't wait till the end. Do what you need to do in the end, do it in the beginning. Baruch Nayolam, amen.